Happy Monday, guys. Home from work, and my wife says to me, I've got these tomatoes and we've got to use them up. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then she says to me, I know, why don't you make tomato soup? I love tomato soup. And I said, sure, great. Do we have any of those tomatoes that we put down in the freezer at the end of the season? So the end of the season is like August, September. And our guys, our family from Sosnicki's are fabulous. They always let us know when the little sun cherry tomatoes are ready. And we get them a little bit cheaper. And all we do is we wash them, cut them in half, and then we roast them in the oven. And then we put them in Ziploc bags and we freeze them so that we have fresh tomatoes all year long. I think this is the last pack that we have. So because I have these fresh tomatoes, I am going to incorporate these tomatoes. See, that's it. Salt, pepper, and olive oil. And we roasted them on a pan. And into the oven they went at 350, I don't know, for about 40 minutes to an hour. Then I also made this chicken stock out of chicken bones. And I froze that too. I always have some going on in the freezer, and I always keep my bones and I always keep my vegetable peelings so that I always have it on the ready. Next video from my girl Jazz Girl, I'm going to show you the difference between chicken stock and chicken broth, okay? For a combined soup, for a blended soup, it's always good to just use chicken stock. You just need the flavor. You're not really looking for that consistency like you would with like a chicken noodle or a matzo ball soup, something like that. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put a little bit, y'all can come with me. Yep, welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to turn on some heat. I'm going to put some oil, probably like a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. I'm not one for taking measurements, okay? Listen, honey. I don't follow no recipes. I just do what I do, okay? So, into the pan went 2 tablespoons of oil. Then I've got 1 onion, and you can just rough chop it, so you can already see I've got some here, and I've got the other half. Usually I pull this middle part out, but because I am blending the soup today, it doesn't really matter. Your knife skills don't have to be the best for this type of soup, because nobody's going to be looking at how well you cut your veg. I'd never judge you anyway. So I'm just rough chop, okay? Right down to the nubby. I save that nubby because that, my friends, is gonna go with bones into chicken stock at a later date. That goes in my freezer in a Ziploc bag, okay? Same thing with my garlic, because nobody's looking for how beautiful my little cuts are. I peeled it already. Smash it. Just kind of rough chop it, okay? Boom, 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 boom. This is all going to go in the pot. It's all going to be married together. How was your weekend? How was your Monday? You ready for Monday? I wasn't really ready for Monday, honey. Sometimes those weekends go right fast. But the weather has been flipping amazing. I just came back from a dog walk in the beach, and always gotta wash your hands, kids. And it was gorgeous, right? So, like, I think it's gonna snow towards the end of the week. I also, for this soup, have some old bread. And so I think I'm gonna make some croutons. Tomato soup and croutons. Yeah, winning combination. And this weekend we went to Panzer's Deli. And we had a smoked meat sandwich. We had a pastrami. Sorry, somebody just texted me through. Like, girl, I'll get to your cooking segment one of these days. Anyway, we had pastrami sandwiches, so we brought pastrami home. So tonight we're having tomato soup with pastrami sandwiches. Just easy, comforting, good for you. That's how we do. Okay, let's go over to that pot. You coming with me? Come on now. Shit, I need a videographer. Let's see where I'm going to put you. Can you see me here? What about now? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, girl. Here we go. All right. So that's oil heating up a little bit. Could have heated it up just a pinch more, but it's going, it's going, it's going. The thing about blended soups is it's awesome because you don't have to worry about how you cut anything because you're just going to go in with a food processor and zip, 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 right? All right, let's take a look at that. So that's your onion and your garlic and your oil in there. You know, I've had this wooden spoon since culinary school, which is like 30 years ago, ish. All right, I have 2 cooking spoons. Well, I have a few more, but these 2, I don't know if you can see them. You see that? I have one for regular soup and I have one for curry. One's a curry spoon because you don't want to cook everything with a curry spoon because everything starts to taste like curry. So, all right, I'm going to let that sweat a little bit. And then I'm going to cut these tomatoes just in half. They're still fine. They just got a little shriveled up on the outside, right? So they'll be great in this soup. And it'll still be a nice golden color. And there's lots of different ways to make soups, guys. Like, you know, I love the internet for this because you can find 1,000 different recipes for one thing. And this is a recipe that my wife picked out and she wanted me to try it. And actually I was like, roasted tomato soup. And it actually has something what they call like a roux. And a roux is a combination of fat and flour. And you cook it out and it's a thickening base, okay? So up until this point of making this recipe, I had only ever used heavy whipping cream. So this is a nice way. It's just a little bit of flour. It's not a lot. So if you don't want a lot of fat in your soup, this is a great way to keep it out of there. But girl, you know I like whipping cream. You know, all the creams, cheeses, butters, everything. Honestly, I'd be happy if I got whipping cream in my coffee every day. Truth. All right, so that is sweating away. I got these tomatoes done. These tomatoes, like I said, they're already done. They're full of juice. They're beautiful. This is about 750 milliliters of chicken stock. This is the bread I'm going to use for croutons. Ooh, I can put my veg right in here and then pop that in the freezer. And then whenever I have chicken bones or beef bones, then I can just add it in and it gives you flavor. Flavor. Okay, I just gotta keep watching that. Gigi, are you eating? My dog is eating the cat food. Gigi, you bad girl. If we don't pick it up, she just devours it. That's how that is. All right. I'll do those croutons in a second. I'm just going to go and add these tomatoes in. Now, usually there's different cooking times for all of these items. But like I said, because it's all going in, we're going to blend it up so nobody's going to know. Come stir it up with me. Nice. We'll cook that down a little bit. Maybe about another 5 minutes or so. Come on back over here. Let me clean up my little table. All right. Let's see what's going on with this bread. You know what, kids? That bread is moldy. That bread is going to the raccoons. That's what's happening there. I just realized on this one side of it, it's got a little fuzz. So, no croutons. We've got rye bread, and that's going to be with the pastrami, and that's how that's going to go down. So those raccoons are really going to enjoy this. Little guys. Oh, I see you sneaking around here, little G. What are you doing, little G? Yeah, I see you, bad girl. All right. So, like I said to you, this soup has flour. This is the world's ugliest flour tin, but my wife insists on keeping it. I don't know why. I said to her when I pass, she'll probably cremate me and put me and store me in there because she loves it so much. That's how that's going down. All right. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt up in here. Guess I should bring you over here. Nice. All right. And just for time's sake, I'm gonna put these tomatoes in. Nice. Small leak in the bag, but whatever. And yes, I did throw the tea towel in the sink by accident. Discombobulated. Because I'm trying to get everything in for you guys. Alright? You're going to watch this happen so quick. And turn up some heat. And then I'm going to get... See if you can see that. Okay. There we go. Everything's marrying in there. It's beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right. So then the next thing to do is add your flour. I'm going to do 2 of these spoons. Okay. And then we're going to cook that out. Then I'm going to add the chicken stock. And then I'm going to use the immersion blender. And make it beautiful and smooth. And then check my seasoning. Immersion blender, okay? Okay, let's add in 2 of these. 1, 2. Perfect. I'm just gonna stir it around. It's gonna get thick. I'm going to wait for it to cook a bit. You're going to see the heat come up and it's going to start to bubble. You need to do that. You need to cook out the rawness of that flour, okay? I might run out of tape here. If I do, I do. But you know what you're doing. I got faith if you're going to repeat this because we all started somewhere. And so even though I had just under 20 years in the kitchens here in Toronto, you know, somebody taught me how to do what I do. So now I'm teaching you how to do what you do. And all you got to do is try. That's it, right? Like, what's the big deal if you fail? Yes, you will waste money. Yeah, these ingredients cost money. But 2, you'll learn from the mistakes that you made. And then the next time you do it, you're going to... I don't know what the dog is doing. The dog is talking to the cat. Okay. It's like a farm up in my house, please. Anyway, and then after you make a mistake, you'll learn from it and you won't do it again. God, if you only knew how many mistakes I made in the kitchen, and then I had to be creative and fix them. Girl, let's have a little look. Okay, so now it looks a little creamy, and now we're starting to get a little pump. There, the heat's coming through. Now I'm starting to cook out that flour. And I'm going to add this chicken stock. All right. All you got to do now is add this chicken stock and then take the immersion blender and emulsify it, okay? Until it is smooth, until you are happy with the consistency. What are you going to do, chef, if it's too thick? You're going to thin it out. If you don't have chicken stock, you can use water. You could add a little milk if you wanted to. Girl, sometimes I like to get the whipping cream. You already know that. This is going to be delicious with that pastrami sandwich tonight when my wife gets home. She loves when I cook in the kitchen while she's at work. All right, here comes some chicken stock, yo. Have yourself a beautiful Monday. And next time I see you, we're going to be talking about the difference between chicken stock and chicken broth. See ya.